Hi, I'm Donna Drake, and welcome to the Daily Blu. On today's show in the studio, we have DJ Ray. Welcome to our show. How are you?
Okay.
And you're with P&R Entertainment?
Yes.
Now, how did you start that company?
Well, originally I had worked for various DJ companies in the past, and I split away from them, and I decided to do my own with a friend of mine.
Now, do you remember the DJs? I mean, were you actually scratching records and stuff like that?
Yeah.
So tell me how it began.
When I first started in the 90s, the companies were still using records. So I was able to learn from pro DJs how to use records, but also, and my family had been, my father, my uncle, they had been using records for years, so I already knew how to do it.
Oh, so you kind of grew up with it.
Yeah.
Oh, and then what about like when toys came into the scene? You know, like the blow-up saxophones and all that other kind of hula hoops and, you know, did you get involved in that type of thing? And
Yeah, that was always a popular giveaway with certain parties. People like to, pretend they're playing instruments to certain songs.
And what's the wedding scene or DJ scene like today? What's changed maybe over the years?
It's more condensed and it's more computerized, less equipment, and pretty much everything's controlled by a computer, music or lighting. So it's more technologically advanced.
Now, do you take trainees on, like, interns, if somebody wanted to learn how to be a DJ, or?
Yeah, I've trained various people, staff, friends, family members, whoever wants to learn, sure.
And what's a party that sticks out in your mind?
Well, always, there's crazy weddings where, everything's just, out of control, people just dancing off the wall, drinking and dancing. I mean, that's pretty much usually how it goes.
Any catastrophes along the way? Anybody like knock down a light stand or?
There's people that have gotten hurt, maybe trying to break dance or something. I've had, groomsmen, break a bone or have a cut and have to go to the ER in the middle of the wedding. Yeah.
And how about the most romantic memory that you can think of? That made you kind of maybe tear up?
Most romantic.
Do you tear?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Not what it, no.
That didn't sound very manly. Sorry about that.
Not yet. I still haven't cried at a wedding yet. But I would say when they do the ceremony and they do their vows, sometimes they'll do like a special poem or something. And you could tell it really comes from the heart, and they tear up and the crowd tears up. So it's very special during the ceremony.
And I was told that not only do you DJ, but that you're actually a wedding expert and that you like to give out tips. So
That's
do you have a
correct.
few tips for us if somebody was planning a wedding?
Right. Well, I would say that the sooner the better. If you're getting married next year, start planning ahead, a year in advance. I've had clients that do it 2 years. The more advanced you are, the better off you are, because you can get better deals. You can shop around more. You can you have less pressure. As the date gets closer, you have more of your services booked, so you don't have to really worry. I would say that's the number one tip. Don't do last minute wedding planning. Not good.
Well, there's a lot of television shows now, like Bridezillas, and then the four girls that are having different weddings, and they each go to each other's wedding and they rate them, and all this other kind of stuff. Weddings are huge.
Yes.
What type of wedding do you suggest people do? Like a prepackaged deal, or do you think by putting things together, their own package through vendors, it's a better way?
I would say you could start out and try to put your own package together, but I would tend to deal more with vendors that offer package deals.
Okay.
Whether it's a hall or a specific planner or a specific maybe a DJ or a photographer that offers a special package deal, because package deals are really that's really what's taking over now.
I'd also think that the vendors that are working together as a package all like each other, and so things are more seamless.
Yeah, that's another one. You should work with vendors that are familiar with each other. The photographer should know the videographer, and the DJ should know the photographer. That way, everything's nice, in sync when you go do your event. You don't want to, miss things. Sometimes that I've seen it where, a certain vendor doesn't like another vendor, and they'll fight about the cake shot or certain times they don't have the same rhythm. There's a rhythm when you work. You gotta have a certain rhythm for weddings.
I've been married a few times, and
Okay.
So I know a thing or two about weddings too.
Okay.
I love weddings. Weddings are phenomenal. But you know, one time I actually like tossed my bouquet up, and you're supposed to like toss it back,
Right.
and I caught my own bouquet. I kind of should have known right then that that might have been a sign that the marriage wasn't going to work. But so I caught it, and then I did like a baseball toss out the other way.
Okay.
So I guess, do you like to try to have fun with your
Yeah.
clients? Is
Yeah,
that why
yeah.
people would hire you specifically?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
I mean, the majority of people we work for are fun to begin with, and we make the event more fun. Especially with the bouquet toss, since you mentioned that. One of the most popular things is they'll hit the chandelier.
Oh, okay.
So, you know, or on the, usually they don't get it on the first toss. Maybe they'll hit the ground, they'll do it too short, you know.
They
But-
need to practice that, I think. Don't you? When,
It-
I mean, like, you know,
It's-
they practice everything else at the rehearsal, like, you know, how to walk down the
Right.
aisle and everything. So I think maybe if you suggested that you could help them kind of
Bouquet
get that
toss
lean.
training, yeah,
Yeah,
that's-
bouquet. It's a whole new line for you.
Yeah, we should,
An extra $1.95.
yeah, we should try that.
So where do you have your equipment? Where are you located?
Well, I have various offices in Queens, but I live in Nassau. So I kind of move stuff around. I have certain things at a certain store, and I have certain things at my house. So, you know, various places.
How important is the food and the music?
Food is very important. I mean, if your guests do not like the food, I mean, they're not gonna be happy all night. And music is extremely important. The dance floor has to be moving all night. You know, so if one or the other is not good, or both are not good, then it's not a good outcome.
And do you have like 3 or 4 go-to songs that you know people will dance to no matter what?
Yeah,
And
usually.
what are those? What are those for?
Usually anything that's hot, that's current, is good. Like maybe Black Eyed Peas has something that just came out, or LMFAO, or Lady Gaga, or something. But aside from that, you know, classic disco songs like, you know, Celebration or Night Fever, if they're disco crowd, if they want,
I'm singing them in my head right now.
if they want something, you know, romantic songs, you do Elvis Presley, or you could do Motown, My Girl. Really, yeah, there are a few select songs for every genre.
And in your experience last year, what age group did you see most getting married?
The age group over the years has been getting older. I would say mid to late 20s.
Okay. And what's the comparison between first marriages and second or third or fourth or fifth or ninth marriages?
Yeah, we do a lot also second weddings and you know, third weddings. Actually, in my opinion, they're better
Okay.
because they like to cut out the cheese.
Okay.
So they get right down to the business of, you know, let's, you
It's
know.
a party.
Yeah, it's a party. Yeah.
Well, great. Is there anything else that you'd like to share with me that I didn't ask you?
Well, I think that again, you know, people should plan ahead and do their research, and that way they'll have the best event they can think of. You know?
And DJ Ray, how can we reach you specifically? What's your number or your website?
Yeah, you can call me at 347-926-3099. Website is www.p as in Peter, A-N-D, R as in Ray, Entertainment, P&R Entertainment.com.
Okay, what was that number again? That number again is?
347-926-3099.
Excellent. Thank you so much. I really
Yes.
appreciate it, you coming down and talking to us on the Daily Blue.
Thank you for having me.
Stay tuned for more, always on thedailyblu.com. Yeah, I literally, that's what happened to me. So you said it usually goes into the chandelier.
Yeah,
I was
always.
so embarrassed. It went
Always.
straight up and I went, and I just